Anyway, here we have another bookshelf tour. This won't be as long as the last one because the last one took 20 hours to upload, a 15-minute video. Oh, this isn't focusing very well. So here we have my recent second-hand edition of Middlemarch by George Eliot. It said very good condition. This is not very good condition. I wouldn't have bought it. It was cheap, perhaps about £2.99, but I just fancied a second copy. As you can see, I quite like this. I like this the Penguin Classics covers, but it did say very good condition, and it really isn't very good condition. It's well used and read and loved, no doubt. Like my own original copy, which is over here, but we'll get to that in a moment. That's the one I read. It's Wordsworth Classic, I think. I just fancied a second copy, don't ask why. Sounds a bit like Steve Donahue on BookTube, who I follow, who really got me into this BookTube channel. He just has different versions of the same book. Hamlet, yeah, it's my lovely A-level school copy of Hamlet, Prince of Denmark, which I don't know, if I could ever act and play a role, a male role, it would be Hamlet. I really feel as if my own life has gone in a similar directions as him, and I can really relate to that soliloquy, oh, that this too solid flesh should melt, thaw, and resolve itself into a dew, or that the everlasting had not cast his cannons against self-slaughter. Fie on it, ah, fie, 'tis an unweeded garden that grows to seed, something like that, you know. Gosh, amazing what you can remember for decades. Anyway, Thomas Hardy, Tess of the D'Urbervilles, was my, I'll just show you the covers, they're so nice, some of these, was my first Thomas Hardy I ever read. And like I said in a previous video here, one of my, what was it called, books and a yarn or something. Yeah, I was just blown away by the ending. Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice. Let's have a look at this beautiful cover. My goodness, these were my original Jane Austens, yeah. Just love, obviously my favourite author of all times, Jane Austen. Thomas Hardy being my second favourite author of all times, but you do have to be able to, you know, concentrate on the reading and kind of, you know, just get into them and get lost. That's my back hurting, actually. I'm kneeling on a chair and it's really quite uncomfortable. Thomas Hardy, Far from the Madding Crowd, absolutely adored that. I'm sure that's Bathsheba Everdeen. Oh God, I'm going crazy. I know I've talked about that in a recent video. Whee! Yeah, so I used to get these are, I think, the Wordsworth classics because they were cheaper when everything came into the public domain. Mayor of Casterbridge, just a vitally important book for everyone to read, and, you know, it's fairly slim. Jude the Obscure, as you can see, well read by myself, took me absolutely frigging ages. I do regard myself as, I won't say my first name, but imagine my name was something, I call myself the Obscure. Not that I had exactly the same experiences of Jude by any means, but just the fact of, you know, like unfulfilled ambition and stuff like that, you know. Wuthering Heights, Emily Bronte, my lovely mum bought me this. Now that's why it's probably wrapped in cling film. She was a bit like that. It was just so lovely of her, and it would have been second hand. Look at that, 1946. It would have belonged to Isabel Shallcrass. Beautiful handwriting. Gosh, I wish I had nice handwriting. I have appalling handwriting. But my lovely mum bought me that. I just thought it was so nice of her when she used to go into some second-hand shops, gosh, quite a lot of years ago, because my mum didn't normally, you know, she wasn't a reader of the classics or much. Well, she did read, but I'll come across her author later on. It was mainly like books set in Second World War time, you know. Oh, thanks, Mum. I wish she was still here, my lovely. I really do. Heartbroken forever. Emma's Jane Austen, or Jane Austen's Emma, which I adore because I think, yeah, just because I just love the way Emma, the character, looks after her father and really wants to protect him and not move away from him. And if she ever gets, I'm not going to give away the plot or the story, so close your ears, but, you know, like, I love that. But also her flaws are important that she comes up with. And yeah, I could do with a bit of, what's his name, Mr. Oh, I can't remember. How can I go blank? Persuasion, my favourite novel of all times, always will be. You know, it sort of barely looks read, but it certainly is twice. Absolutely adore that cover. That was my first Jane Austen I read after Mansfield Parks, which I did Mansfield Park for A-levels. and I've done a big study on Mansfield Park ever since, about, you know, a few years ago when I did a talk about it at our annual literary festival. Anyway, yeah, so I just couldn't believe that that's had me jumping for, I'm not even going to say joy, but I just adored it so much. And there we have, I'm going to stop now, Hardy, Return of the Native, wonderful atmospheric book, which I kind of get the feeling is set somewhere like Dartmoor. So if you ever go to Dartmoor, take Return of the Native, or if you're going to come back from or go there, just read it before or after. Adore this. And I want to revisit and reread this myself, but they do take a bit of time because, you know, it's quite, you know, his sentences are intricate. You want to really get taken away by the story. You have to kind of really read and imagine everything that's being written about in the sentences. I'm going to stop now because my back's going. Thank you so much, and thanks for those few people that are commenting. I really appreciate it. It's very kind of you. Sorry I don't always reply, but very kind indeed. Thank you.